morning, YouTube. Back at it again, another episode of The World is Burning, and can you smell that? Yes, it is the world on fire. If you're new here, we're just covering some of these economic issues everyone's going through. We're going to be covering some of these collapses. San Francisco, who we're looking at today, they're literally going in a free fall collapse right now, guys. Before we do that, shout out to the 778 subscribers. Love you all, guys. Love the community. Keep the comments coming. It's one of the best parts of my day interacting with you. Look at this. San Francisco office sells for a stunning 90% discount from 2016 pricing. A steep price cut on San Francisco's building marks one of the starkest recent indicators of the city's struggling office market. An empty 60-story building at 995 Market Street just sold for $6.5 million, a nearly 90% plunge from its 2016 price of $62 million. Guys, I'm not making this up. It used to be a Burning Man's headquarters as well as a large WeWork space. We know how that one turned out, guys. And now it's selling at a 90% discount, and you might think to yourself, it's only one guy, it's only one Michael, this can't be going too wrong, Look at this, another one, San Francisco office building sells for 75% discount. Office building at 410 Townsend Street sold for $22 million, a nearly 75% discount compared to the last time it traded in 2019. Right before the pandemic chaos, guys, when the prices were going crazy. It did sell last time for $86 million, now it's selling for $22 million. Makes sense, guys, it all makes sense. Another development here, California Street building for $28 million from New York-based Lafrac acquired the 8-story building back in 2014 at $58 million. Another massive discount. This is a fire sale in real time, guys, fire sale in real time. Another one, when it was first listed in 2020, asking price was $250 million, and now they've just sold it at $60 million. Guys, what is going on? So that's the commercial real estate, but when that happens, it leads to stuff like this. 1 in 5 San Francisco home sellers take a loss on their sale in 2024, and this is where it's going to go, guys. It's not just the commercial, as these big buildings here can't sell, all these little buildings here, they're all going to be taking a hit. And guess what? With everyone moving out and all these prices getting revised down, the taxes are going to dry up, the taxes are going to shrink up, and guess what? The city's going to go into an even bigger doom loop. Go back to this video that I did a few months ago, guys, big city doom loop crisis. This is all about San Fran. But let's get into it, guys. This is what happens when a city goes into a doom loop. It's not managed properly, it turns to shit, the homeless go wild, there's not enough money for services. Let's just get straight into it. I haven't watched any of these videos. Let's see what's going on in San Fran.
The world is talking about SF right now, the homeless problem, the drug epidemic, all these businesses leaving. Also, homelessness with the crazy cost of living in SF is a huge problem. What do you see as some of the problems in SF? What are the popular drugs in SF?
It's deeper than just homelessness. You got the mentally ill people who usually ain't nobody taking their meds, so drugs playing a big effect on it. But I thank God for fentanyl.
Gives you hope.
Man, it's a downer. It plays good effects on people and it plays bad effects. It takes two to tango. So,
The world is
Very insightful there, very insightful. Thank God for fentanyl, according to that guy.
So all it took for the homeless people problem in San Francisco to be taken care of was one visit from Chinese Emperor Xi. Gavin Newsom said, hey, if it looks like we cleaned up because some important visitors came to the city, it's because we did. And what happened was 7 intersections in the notoriously full of poop Tenderloin and south of Market districts were scrubbed of homeless camps and people and replaced with aesthetically pleasing plant and tree features. Several people expressed their displeasure with Newsom and city officials saying, what about doing this everywhere all year round for the people that live here all year round? You know, what's up with that? What's going on? We do this for Xi? Is it going to go back to normal? This is like cleaning for your relatives?
And this is it, guys. When Xi Jinping and when some leaders or important people aren't there, they'll let it look like a shithole. When he is there, look how nice it looks. Just look how nice it looks.
And you get a dirty house again. Governor Newsom did say this is just the beginning and they will clean up the streets and put, like all the homeless people in clean living communities and everything's going to be perfect. But we'll see what happens when Xi leaves. I will say those 7 intersections are picture perfect right now. It's almost like they hired the world-class painters and artists that paint your life. And guess what? You can get a world-class painting.
And that's it, guys. It can look nice. There's just no incentive for it to look nice most of the time.
For a city as rich as San Francisco, it's been quite unbelievable to see the extreme poverty of those experiencing homelessness on the streets. If you walk around downtown, tents, makeshift cardboard beds, and human feces can be seen littering the sidewalks. If you want to know what caused this crisis, and if anything can be done, make sure to check out my newest.
And that's it, guys. Why would anyone choose to live there, especially when it's so expensive? You just sell up and move somewhere else where it isn't ruined.
I visited one of the worst neighborhoods in San Francisco, known as the Tenderloin, an area that's been in the news a lot for its high rates of homelessness and drugs. The Tenderloin neighborhood is located right in the center of San Francisco, near some of its most touristy and populated areas. However, it is San Francisco's poorest neighborhood, and has one of its highest violent crime rates. The Tenderloin district has been suffering for a long time. In the 1950s and 70s, the Tenderloin district lost a lot of its inexpensive housing stock. A lot of the Tenderloin's residential hotels were converted to tourist hotels. Alright, rowdy on the streets, Tenderloin district. Tell us about the Tenderloin. Tell us about what life is like in San Francisco.
Oh man, life in San Francisco is good. Yes, Jim, we got some good-hearted people out here. You know, there's a lot of people that there's some medication and all that. You know, I am too. You know, but it's a pretty, it ain't bad as people think it is. You know, people just trying to survive and make it.
I think the media tries to hype it up here as like it's always awful, always terrible. What do you think?
Well,
What do you think of life? Like,
it
how's
could be
it
like
changed?
it could be like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say everybody out here is sweet and good. You know what I mean? But everybody just trying to make it. You know what I mean? As far as crime scene and all that, I mean, I couldn't really tell you that. But as far as like, it's good people and good heart.
What do you think could help people in San Francisco? Like, what do you think is the biggest problem? Like, what do they need?
The biggest problem in San Francisco is a roof over here, but a lot of people don't want a roof. They feel comfortable being outside. Why? I don't know. But this is not a nice place. It's not, but that's all we have. We have to make it.
Good. Thank you, man.
Man.
So the Tenderloin is by far the poorest neighborhood of San Francisco, but still a lot of families live here. So amongst people doing drugs and
would you be happy to leave me a comment? Would you be happy to raise your kids here? Would you be happy to raise your kids here with all the drugs and the homelessness going on and the crime?
Church in San Francisco welcomes homeless individuals to sleep overnight. St. Boniface Church in San Francisco chose to offer its doors to homeless people in need of shelter 15 years ago. Father Vitaly and Shelley Rhoda spearheaded this charitable endeavor in 2004. The Gerbio Project is the name of this non-profit organization. Every day, the church welcomes hundreds and hundreds of homeless individuals who are given blankets to sleep in their seats. Church in San
Shout out to the church for helping out, but we're going to see more of this, guys, as the property prices go down in this fire sale. The taxes are going to go down. They're going to have less money for resources. People are still going to be swindling from the system, and this is just going to. There's going to need to be more churches that do this, unfortunately.
I came here because I was a drug addict. I started shooting heroin when I was 12, and
12.
Yeah, my parents were both drug.
Did you hear that, guys? Started heroin when she was 12. I mean, how are you supposed to win in life if you're doing heroin at 12?
They're both addicts. Moved here, did the whole hopping train, squatting thing until I was 28, and was pregnant with my second son. I had already lost custody of my first son, and I decided that I was done with being on the street, done with the dope. Well, when your parents don't get you social security numbers, birth certificates, no school records, no pictures.
Right.
So yeah, I came here. I'm sorry, I'm having a weird day.
It's okay.
But when I came here from New York, I went to a program that gave birth to a healthy son. And when we graduated program, they didn't provide us with any housing. They don't set you up. When you're in program, you're not allowed to get a job. You're not allowed to do any of that stuff.
Right.
So you're leaving program with less because they also take 80% of your income and all your food stamps. So you actually come out with less than what you went in there with.
Right. The programs aren't coordinated with housing and other support services.
And
There you go, guys. The programs aren't communicating with housing, social services, this, that, and the other. It makes you realise just how inept the governments are. Like, they don't even have systems that sort of talk to each other. You know what I mean? I feel for people like this who are just sort of trapped. She's trapped. Like, how is she supposed to get out of this situation?
When they know that they're, releasing when you graduate and you have to wait to get on a housing list. But if you don't stay in their shelters, which for me was a spot in Bayview in Hunters Point, in a gym on the floor, they called CPS because I was living in a hotel room. And I lost custody of my son, relapsed for about a year, and went back into program and graduated. Here I am. Same thing, and it's fucking impossible to get inside anywhere.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
That I would have taken full advantage of some of the opportunities that I had when I was younger. Definitely stayed in school. And never, ever, ever, ever would have started doing drugs. Ever.
3 great wishes, made better, took more advantage of her opportunities, stayed in school, and didn't start drugs. Shout out to this girl. I hope she does alright. I think her name's Dawn. But there's going to be more of that, guys. There's going to be more of that. As these big cities start failing, this is what we're going to see more of.
A woman right here, she shared a story, but it's so frustrating because you go to the comments and nobody has an attention span of 3 minutes to listen through it. I think she did a wonderful job telling the story, and I think it's important, and I think it needs to spread. So I'm going to try my best to say it as fast as I can so y'all can warn your family members that might be homeless living in the San Francisco area or the Bay Area. So long story short is they're running around in black and gray vans. One of her friends who is a vet was able to escape of what they're doing. So they picked him up with a whole bunch of other homeless people, and they promised them that they were going to give him shelter in Arizona, like a nice warm shelter. But on the way over there, they gave him drinks and food. And of course, the drinks and food had something. He fell asleep. So they got to a location, like a building, and something inside of him told him to pretend like he's still asleep or dead. But basically the things he witnessed was they were just horrifying. He saw them basically getting rid of these people. Yeah. He heard and saw, things that he's like terrified. Somehow he managed to escape. But yeah, people's worst fear, because I think there was people were wondering where a lot of the homeless people were disappearing to. Well, this person that escaped said it's very organized, so you know what that means. And you guys, if they're doing in this area, you better believe that there's many other places they're probably doing the same.
Yeah, it's not really specific about San Francisco, but yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't surprise me if they're doing stuff like that.
Good evening. We are currently
Look at that, guys.
in the Tenderloin,
Just so much stuff.
San Francisco. I'm walking home right now, and as you can see, here we are, downtown San Francisco, and as you can see, they got it blocked off.
And this is what I'm saying, guys. If they want it to be clean, it would be clean. We'll do one more than get out. But yeah, all this stuff, guys, expect more of it. Expect more of it in the big cities.
I woke up and this man's in my car. Unlock my door. Right now. Get the fuck out. The fuck? It's never good. The fuck? The fuck? Oh, hell no. Hell no. What the fuck?
Yeah, you don't want to wake up to that, someone in your car, but at least he didn't destroy the car, and it seems like he was just sleeping there for the night. I mean, obviously it's not an ideal situation, but some of them actually just destroy the car. One more, guys, and then we'll get out. Why not?
One of the dirtiest districts in San Francisco. Let's see what Tenderloin is about. A person cannot be held in a facility against his will for more than 72 hours. The American Constitution supports personal freedom and lets people live wherever they want. Popular hypothesis is that cops received hazard pay for patrolling the often dangerous streets, thus affording them the budget for tenderloin cuts of beef. 1 minute you're in the beautiful city center, another minute you're in a district where you have to really watch your phones and cameras because you're afraid of people.
So yeah, guys, it's gonna get rough. San Fran, the doom loop, it's still looping and it's still getting doomier. But yeah, leave me a comment, especially if you're in San Fran. I'd like to actually hear your take on it, or if you go there quite frequently, let me know your take on it. But yeah, don't see this getting any better anytime soon, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.